Moving on to the ESPN Daily. Good morning. Remember back in high school when you wouldn't do your homework assignment because you were banking on a snow day? No, I don't. I don't, because we don't actually get snow where I live. And then you woke up to discover that you only got a 2-hour delay? Well, I imagine that's sort of how the Astros are feeling right now with the news of baseball's probable return. Houston, you have a problem. Here's your ESPN Daily. So it's now a probable return? Listen up. NASCAR's response to racism. NASCAR is fighting to abolish racism from its culture, and its only full-time black driver, Bubba Wallace, is at the forefront of that change and the backlash against it. On Sunday, a noose was found in Wallace's garage at Alabama's Talladega Superspeedway. This deplorable incident came less than 2 weeks after Wallace successfully pushed the stock car racing series to ban the Confederate flag at its tracks and facilities. On today's episode of the ESPN Daily Podcast, Ryan McGee gives us the latest on NASCAR's response to the racist act that took place on its turf and Bubba's career in racing. Then, former global soccer star, if you're wondering why I'm speaking so sarcastically, it's because I honestly do not believe that this noose thing is not a hoax. I truly believe that it's just another racism hoax. Probably for publicity. Probably to keep all of this in the news, in the forefront of everybody's mind. That is truly what most of the hateful acts that you see in the news are about. You know, the ones where the ones that have to do with things just left somewhere, not confrontations between people, just things just left somewhere. Like, a noose in a garage, or a swastika painted somewhere, or something like that. Usually, it is a hoax. Usually, it's done by the supposed victim. And I truly believe that this is the same thing. I seriously doubt there's going to be much said, if that's the case, though, because what matters is the purpose of it. What matters is that we keep the conversation going. Then, former global soccer star Thomas Beattie shares his decision to come out as gay after decades of pressure related to his commitment to the sport. We spoke with Beattie for more on his journey. Justin Fashanu became the first professional British male football player to come out. Dak Prescott's next move. What does signing tender mean? Won't be traded. Obligated to participate in camp. Todd Archer's full breakdown. Okay. British male football player to come out in 1990. 8 years later, he tragically took his own life. Since then, there have been so few visible stories of gay men in our sport, especially in England. Robbie Rogers came out in 2013. Though Robbie is American, he did play for Leeds. German midfielder Thomas Hitzelsperger, the only known gay man to play in the Premier League, came out in 2014 after he retired. Being gay and having a career in football never felt like an option. That's soccer, y'all. Society told me my masculinity was linked to my sexuality, something we of course know is a false assumption, but I felt as if I couldn't be a footballer and accept who I was. It's probably not a coincidence that football took me as far away as possible, from the Hull City Youth Academy to college soccer in America, all the way to Singapore. I was constantly running from myself. In my 10-year career, I hid behind football, not allowing myself to explore or accept who I really was. Until now. Things to watch. NASCAR stands with Bubba. It was a powerful day for NASCAR at Talladega. Bubba Wallace was joined by all 39 other drivers and their crews in a march down pit road as they pushed his number 43 to the front of the line in a display of unity moments before the race. Oh. I'm sorry, all I hear is that he is the new Colin Kaepernick. When the group reached the front line Monday, an emotional Wallace climbed out of his car and wept. "This sport is changing," Bubba said. The pre-race deal was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to witness in my life. From all the supporters, from drivers to crew members, everybody here, the badass fan base, thank you guys for coming out. This is truly incredible, and I'm glad to be a part of this sport. Things to care about. Take me out to the ball game? Baseball is back? All signs point toward baseball being back. If you're skeptical, I don't blame you. The past few months have been a doozy for America's pastime, but our MLB insiders are a highly reliable bunch, so I'm trying to table my cynicism here. Although it won't be official until the MLBPA Player Association responds, players have until 5 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesday. Oh, that's today. For the first time in a long time, things are looking up for Major League Baseball. The owners voted unanimously to proceed with the 2020 MLB season under the terms of their March 26th agreement with the MLB Players Association, the league said in a statement Monday, after the union's executive board voted down MLB's latest offer of a 60-game season with expanded playoffs. Although the deal still has hurdles to clear before spring training 2.0 can begin, this is the biggest step yet toward answering... What did you do? Shush. Shush. Toward answering the question of when opening day will be played in major league stadiums across North America. Now that we're all going into this with a healthy amount of apprehension, here is what we're potentially working with. Number of games, 60. Opening day around July 24th. Training, July 1st. MLB asked the MLBPA on Monday whether players will be able to report to training in their respective cities within 7 days by July 1st. Number of teams in the playoffs, 10. Salary structure, full pro rata, which for 60 games means players will earn around 37% of their full season salaries, as long as the truncated schedule is completed. Want more details on how this season will work? We've got you covered right here. The battle over Title IX. It has been 48 years to the day since Title IX, the landmark 1972 law barring discrimination on the basis of sex in education. Rather than being settled in its old age, speaking in law years here, the law is at the center of a raging national debate. It's a debate that exudes complication, transgender people, and participation in sports. Connecticut and 17 other states allow transgender students to compete in affirmation of their gender identities. Texas, Kentucky, and 8 others decide based on birth certificates, and 16 others operate on a case-by-case basis, using some type of committee review process and or requiring transgender athletes to complete 1 year of hormone replacement therapy, a process that suppresses testosterone and introduces estrogen for transgender women and introduces testosterone for transgender men. 6 states have no policy at all. As the law is challenged, it brings into question what it means to be a woman or man. On Title IX's birthday, Katie Barnes takes us behind the scenes of the ongoing battle. I'm not going to get into that right now. Overheard. Sorry I'm not wearing my mask, but I just wanted to show whoever it was that you're not going to take away my smile, and I'm going to keep on going. It was probably one of your crew, dude. Bubba Wallace after racing the day after a noose was found in his garage stall. Has he ever actually won a race? On this date in 2003, Barry Bonds had himself a night. Bonds became the founding member of baseball's 500-500 Club, aka the first MLB player with 500 stolen bases and 500 home runs. The giant slugger, who stole his 500th base and scored the winning run in an extra innings showdown with the Dodgers in a span of about 4 minutes, couldn't wait to get home and kick up his feet after his incredible feat. Ha ha ha, see what I did there. When asked about the accomplishment, Bonds said, "Now is the time to talk about 500-500. Now is not the time to talk about 500-500. I'm exhausted. I feel that. Would now be a weird time for me to plug that Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame? Yes? Forget I mentioned it. Until next time, remember, I know it probably seemed like I was being petty by coming for the Astros in today's intro rather than focusing on the prospective joy of our beloved baseball returning. I was. But truth be told, I'm pretty bitter that the Washington Nationals don't get a full season to bask in their reigning World Series champion glory, and had to take it out on someone. The trash can bangers were low-hanging fruit. It's nothing personal, just business, you understand. This has been your ESPN Daily for Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. That's obnoxious.